How's it going, me guys? You know who it is, the usual. Today, we're gonna be reading some, comic books, kind of comic books. Let me see. Batman versus Predator. You know, the second one's in back, by the way. But today, we'll be reading these three comic books. But I won't be reading them to you. Some other voice will be reading them to you. So, let's just get right into this video. 教えて教えてよその仕組みを僕の中に It is the one city within the DC universe that has been ruined by crime and madness. A city that is naturally defined as one of the most dangerous places to live in due to its unbelievable crime rate. Because it's within this city, it's easy to find yourself on a day where you would become somebody's prey within a city full of predators. But on one day, Gotham City would become the ultimate hunting ground to a creature that devotes itself to a deadly ritual of seeking its greatest hunt. And to seek this kind of hunt that would give the creature the ultimate challenge, this creature would quickly discover that there is no greater place to seek this kind of sport than an urban jungle that has its own predator after a brief encounter with Commissioner Gordon and the Gotham City Police Department. Who would become prey and predator when the Dark Knight himself must be forced into a deadly game against a monstrous creature seeking a trophy for its ultimate challenge? This is Batman vs. the Predator. When Batman had managed to track the creature back to its lair after a brief encounter, even though Batman thought that he had finally put a stop to the creature's murderous rampage after trapping it underneath a pile of metal and garbage, it was seen that Batman underestimated the creature after nearly becoming its next victim. But even the creature itself would also underestimate its prey, seeing how Batman had the kind of resources that still made him dangerous when being found in a helpless state. After surviving his battle with the creature, Batman would face the creature a second time with armor and equipment that would give him the advantage towards the weapons and stealth camouflage that the creature was using. With a second battle between Batman and the creature being taken off the streets and to Wayne Manor, the hero managed to take the fight into the Batcave, where he was able to confine the creature after luring it into a security trap. Shooting the creature with the kind of tranquilizers that could knock out a rhino, Batman thought that he had put an end to the creature's murderous campaign until he noticed that the creature had set off what seemed to be a countdown sequence to a bomb that was strapped to its wrist. It was obvious that the game was far from being finished. Left with no other choice but to release the creature, Batman managed to reverse the explosion on the creature before the two would continue their battle within the Batcave. Even with the creature weakened and shot with more tranquilizer darts, Batman found himself once again at the mercy of this creature and moments away from becoming its next trophy until Batman's butler, Alfred, would save him by shooting the creature with a rifle. Badly damaged and heavily disorientated, the creature would do the unexpected by refusing the opportunity to kill the helpless Batman and his butler Alfred, and flee from the Batcave. But the fight was not over yet, because nothing comes into Batman City to threaten and kill its people for sport without being brought to justice. And with the creature damaged and barely able to fight, Batman decided to play the creature's game at its level by relieving his armor, his mask, and armed with nothing else but a Louisville Slugger. Batman would hunt down the creature and finally bring justice to it by beating the creature senseless with a bat. But before Batman was able to drag the helpless creature to the proper authorities, Batman will find himself in another situation where more of the same creatures would come to collect their fallen. Realizing that his battle with the creature was on its way as a rites of passage that ended in failure and disgrace, Batman will witness the creature sacrificing itself before its brothers would collect the body. Even though Batman may not have succeeded on bringing the creature to justice for its bloody campaign in Gotham, he did find himself being left with another addition to his trophy after the elder creature would honor Batman with the same blade that the creature killed itself with. But what was more important was the message that Batman would give to these creatures when deciding to return to Gotham City for another ritual hunt. That Gotham City already had its own predator, and choosing to find a ritualistic challenge within Batman's hunting ground would ultimately end in failure. In my opinion, the battle between Batman and Predator is one of the greatest fights in comics because of how it succeeds on giving both Batman and Predator fans everything they would want to see within this crossover event. Even though I tend to avoid any of these crossover events because of how I would find most of these kind of comics being heavily unrelatable, stale, or just finding the storytelling being half-assed, which is quite common during the 90s. This one event actually succeeded on giving a story that would retain both Batman's and the Predator's character in such a way where I actually felt that this crossover event was literally a respectful love letter to both Batman and Predator fans. However, I can't say the same thing to the other sequels that would follow. Now, even though there are modern day fans that have exaggerated the idea that Batman is literally unbeatable and that he obviously came out as the victor of this fight, what I love about this comic is how it shows the struggle that Batman would put himself through when trying to take on the Predator at an equal advantage, and the multiple times where Batman would underestimate the Predator to where he was seconds away from finding his skull added to the Predator's trophy collection. For Batman fans, Predator fans, or for those who will want to see a long and struggling kick-ass fight, I would highly recommend reading Batman vs. Predator.